Welcome to the XSF Podcast, hosted by Devante and Lou. This is the podcast to show that every human is capable of being extreme. Tune in to discover how you are too.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode of the
Podcast.
You already know what it is. Shout out to my son. Thank you for doing that one for me, little man. And today, me and Lou dove into how his recent strength contest went, how training has been going for him, and also how training has been going for me, what my goals are right now in skateboarding. And then we just kind of caught up, chatting about life, the good old Lou and Devante and Lou, the good old rants that we go on. That's what we did today. It's always a fun time. One thing that we did dive into a little bit was just the way we feel about contests and putting ourselves out there as humans and really actually putting ourselves in an environment where we're forced then to try to perform our best. And we kind of give some thoughts on that. So make sure you listen to the whole episode if that is an interest to you, because we do think that every human should try to compete in something in their life, whether it's just with yourself and whatever it is you love doing, or you actually go to a contest of some sort. But that's about it for the beginning of the intro. All I want to leave it off with is, hey, if you haven't already, go check out our website. It's something that me and Lou have built together, and it's still in development. We have a new website coming out with a bunch of different programs. We're going to have, I believe, 3 or 4 programs up as of right now. And we're going to be adding to that, of course. We're going to have a subscription plan that's going to be coming with it. Just so my skaters out there know, I have made a skateboard-specific program. I'm not going to drop too many details on it quite yet, but know that it's coming. And I know Lou has an amazing program coming for the general population and those blue-collar workers. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Go check out the website. And if you haven't already, you can check the show notes. You can actually subscribe to our mailing list. That's really what we're using right now to get people's emails in. So when this website does drop, we have the good email list to go by, and we have all the stuff that we can be sending you guys. You can check it all out right when it's there. All right, before we jump into it, quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you, Third Skate Park and Skate Shop. As always, we love you guys. Monte Costo Skateboards, keep pulling it down so us skaters can keep riding around town. And Batch Roast & Co., please keep putting that good coffee in my cup, because it makes me feel right in the morning and helps me get through the day. Love you all. Make sure you check out these amazing companies. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy today's episode.
Dude, screw the conversations. If the camera's not rolling, it's not worth it. No, what I was saying, dude, like the thing that I love about us is like, and like I've been just having really meaningful conversations, because like the job that I have, right, I'm riding with random people, because I'm like the driver of my truck and I have an assistant who comes with me every day. So it's like, I don't like small talk, dog. Like I don't. And like, that's the thing, is like me and you will just get into like the deepest thing. But then all of a sudden, like, we'll just, like we just did, bro, we'll just laugh about the goofiest shit, bro. It's just so funny. I don't know. I love what we got going. But hey, you said that.
How's my hair though? Hold on, before we get started, how's my hair?
Little slick back, dog.
little wrecked. No, want to hear something? Speaking of the strength competition we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
My mom's been like, "Yo, when are you cutting your beard and your hair?" Like, my life, my hair's never been this long ever, and it's balding. My hair decides to bald. I'm like, nah.
But keep the beard, bro. I'm telling you.
Well, that's what I was thinking. But you know what I feel like though, dude? When I'm looking at myself, I see a lion. I see a lion's mane. I see, you know what I mean? I get fucking into it. I'm like
maybe
Simba
the fucking old
geezer
lion who's about to croak any day. He's got that part coming down the middle of his mane.
Still a lion, bro.
I guess that's true. He's lived life.
So I come home and she's like, so we're going to cut it, right? I'm like, no, I was just telling you that.
No, you got lions.
I was just telling you I was going to cut it for months. I'm like, yeah, after this competition in December, then I'll cut it.
That's so funny.
I ain't cutting
It's
shit.
not getting cut.
Yeah, but
how'd that
strength
go?
competition was dope. Oh my god, like.
Okay, so
I
I
had it
want
on
to hear.
Saturday.
I want to hear how you did, and then I want to hear like how the experience was, just like
Right.
there.
It was on Saturday, December 4th in Tampa, Florida, which Tampa is absolutely beautiful. And it was amazing. I didn't, people keep asking, where'd you place? I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't get a medal and I didn't look. I literally was just there. I didn't even really, like, excuse me, I wanted to hit the numbers that my coach gave me. Shout out Coach Stu Locke from Kodiak Barbell up in Canada. Prescript homie too, phenomenal human. But I just wanted to hit the numbers that he gave me. You know what I mean? Which was like for the squat, I think I started. It was like 140 kilos, 160 kilos, 162.5 kilos.
For those who don't understand kilos that much, do you want to do that to pounds?
I'll try my best. Basically, kilo is like in pounds is like double with a little on top.
A little,
you know what I mean? So like 2.5 kilos is basically like 5+ pounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically like that, yeah. Because I'm brand new to it. Like in America, we had to change everything up from whatever the rest of the world does. And now that I'm getting into powerlifting, I got to know kilos. The only kilos I used to know came in rock passes and powder. You know what I mean? So now I'm over here. Got
like, wait, how does this equate? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, these kilos look different than these kilos, but
all right, so squat sounds like it went good.
Yeah, dude, I got all 3 of my squats, which was fun. And what's so cool is in the sense, because all right, leading up to it, right? I did a road trip, like the dumbest way you could possibly go into a competition, but I wasn't going there like I gotta place and I gotta beat the best guy. And it was my first one ever. I'm 32 years old. There was kids that were 17. There was 15-year-olds there. There was a 90-something-year-old lady who was deadlifting, but I was like, it's my first. Yeah, it was sick. I was like, it's my first time, so like I just was happy to be there. Like I look at most of my life now. So
I went to a road trip. Like when you go to a contest, like
I had a blast. I didn't go into it like a lot of kids were getting mad if they missed or something. And I'm like, I missed 2 of my benches, and I was like, whatever.
See, like, same thing with like a skate contest. Like if you go there, like just like, all right, I want to do this line, and like, but also realize like the community you're a part of and just enjoy that. Like I think that's the biggest part. You don't beat yourself up if you don't get your lifts. Like, yeah, it might suck, but it's like, hey, there's still so much more here. So,
but even that, does it suck? Because like I think about it in the idea of like, imagine if you're a huge soccer fan or football fan, European football, and you're watching a game, and you could care less who wins. Who do you think you're going to enjoy that game more than a diehard fan? Because the diehard fans are only going to have fun if they win. You know what I mean? And I used to be me with like the Dallas Cowboys. If they lost, I was furious. Now I watch a game, and if they lose, but it was a great game, that's a great game. So that's what it was for me going into this. So
wait, you're a Cowboys?
2 days,
bro. How have we never gone over this? That's our household too, bro.
For real?
Yeah, dog. Dang, how we never did what? I guess we just never talk sports.
Dude,
so
we really don't at all. We don't ever talk sports, but that's dope. But wow, that's dope.
Yeah, it's so random. Sorry, it's just like,
shit. Nah. So then so we're on a road trip. We hit Nashville, Tennessee, Smoky Mountains, Tennessee, Louisiana, which Louisiana is phenomenal. And then
where
we
was
ended
the
up in
contest
Tampa.
at? So it was Tampa.
It was in Tampa.
What was the gym?
Oh, well, it was at this complex, Land O'Lakes complex. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like it was a gym setting. Like there was basketball court that they lifted up. Well, they lifted up the basketball things and they set up all the
so they just needed the space, had the mats and everything.
Yeah, but it wasn't at like a Crunch Fitness or anything like that. It was a fitness complex in Tampa. Okay. So like literally 2 days later, and I had the worst toothache right here. This tooth that I set up with them.
Oh yeah.
Well, to the point where like I'm sitting and it's like, of course this has to happen now. And tooth pains can be horrible, and that's what it was.
Yeah, I swear that and ear pain, bro, takes you out. Like
yeah, so it sucked. It sucked, and then I was just dealing with it, whatever. Because then I was also reading like because you're supposed to get drug tested and like you can't take painkiller drugs, obviously. And I'm like, I'm guessing that's because like someone could just get high on painkillers and not feel anything and just probably lift more, maybe.
And just be wrecked after.
So I'm like, I can't take any I can't take anything for the tooth. So I'm like toughing it out, right? Then the day of, and I didn't realize I had a lot of nerves, like thoughts were running through my head like, yo, just don't even go. Fuck it. Make an excuse. Your tooth hurts or so you feel sick or whatever. Like, just tell your coach, whatever. Like, who cares what they think? Because that's like a part of me. Like, I don't care what other people think at all. And I can do that, can be a negative part because then I could do some stupid shit and be like, forget it. Don't go compete. Point is, like, I was having all these thoughts while I work out my whole life, but it wasn't in a competitive sense. And I wasn't even caring about the competitive part. It's other things going on. It's other people. You're not just walking in the gym doing your thing. It's
Okay,
all these other things.
Can I ask you something real quick?
course.
So I think because I'm just listening to you and want to ask you something now. So do you think your decision to go to the strength contest, doesn't sound like it was mainly based on what other people think, because I still don't think you give two shits of what anybody else thinks about you. Yeah. I think it's more so of how would Lou feel about Lou if Lou didn't go to the strength contest.
Exactly.
Lou would feel like a little big ass biatch.
Yeah,
I already
dude,
know.
exactly.
I already know you, dude.
Because that's what I was sitting there like. I'm just saying that thoughts were going through like that. Like, I'm watching these thoughts, of course, like, yo, dude, like, this is how, and I attribute this shit to meditation. To I can even see the thoughts instead of becoming them. So it's like, wow, this is part of me still. The self doubt and the searching for validation from external sources. Like, it's still gonna be part of it. Doesn't mean I have to attach to it, but it's still gonna be a part of me of like, oh my god. And then like I was an asshole to my brother. Like, when I get like that, I can become an asshole to people. Where like everything is like, yeah, everything became a problem. We ordered DoorDash that morning so we can save more time, and it got canceled. So then we had to go find a place. 2 places we went had an hour wait. So then we go to this other place. Like, I'm losing. I'm like, oh my god, I got to get there in time.
Yeah.
I had to get there by 11:30 a.m. No one else showed up till 1. You know what I mean? I'm freaking out. And then I get to the center to the event, and I'm like, this is it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Right, cool. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm scoping it out, and it went from like, yeah, hi, I'm here for the first day, to like, let's go.
Let's go.
Like, let's go. Like
and then
it was
the dude
it.
next
Like,
to you, like, let's
bro,
go. Let's
like
go.
It was, like, it just became, this is what we're doing. Like, let's go lift some fucking weights. You know what I mean? And the whole thing for me was like, see, and what was so dope is like when they all say that shit about like, on the other side of fear, or those stupid Instagram quotes people love to post. It was like, but it is true though. Like, I wasn't scared. It was just something new, and like the mind it just wants to be comfortable. And what's comfortable? Just sitting down, watching TV. Everything's fine right now, unless an earthquake comes through. Everything's. But like going to a conference, like, all right, this new event. Am I going to have all my qualifications? Do I have the right gear? They didn't even check the gear. They didn't. Like the drug test that I thought I had to take, it was only 10% of the people. I could have had Excedrin and had my tooth feel fine. You know what I mean? It's like all these things. And then guess what? The tooth pain when I was there didn't even exist. Like nothing else existed except being there. And it was the most amazing shit, So then we do our warm-ups and I get to squatting. It was awesome. You know what I mean? It was so dope. Like,
this is your first strength contest ever, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
First time competing. And I haven't been in a competition set since high school. And even that, well, you could say the Marines, but that to me was a competition.
Well,
it was amazing. But like even like high school football, I didn't give a shit. Like high school sports, like I care less. Like I was killing it. My 9th grade baseball season, they had me on the travel team, and then I punched wine bottles and I almost cut my finger off and I couldn't play anymore. Like I really could care less about that. This was just, and I didn't even care about the competition because I wasn't competing against anyone. I was just trying to hit my lifts. I was just honestly happy to be there.
You've been grinding to get these numbers. It's like, can I prove to myself today that I've put in the work to get those numbers?
Well, you know what though? For me, it was even because I didn't even take any of this seriously until like a month out.
Yeah.
I didn't take my diet too seriously. I just did my workouts, but I was just trying to get through the workout. I wasn't there with the proper mobility, the proper warm up, hitting the lifts the proper way. I just wanted to get through the workout, to be honest with you. And then a month in, I'm like, oh shit. And then like, and then I go on a road trip and I'm like, this is the worst way to go into this. But I was competing against the person who never competed. That's what I looked at it. Yeah. I wasn't competing against anyone else. I was competing against myself, against the person that's like, I don't want to do this. I just want to. I just want to be.
Can you just get up there and do it? Like whether
can you just go do the fuck? Not even the weight. Can you just go do it? And then once I was there, it was like all these people looking at you. I'm like, I could care less. I'm smiling at them, whatever. That I realized like, oh, once I'm in front of people, I'm Lou. but it's getting out of Lou's own fucking way, because Lou could be sitting there like, no, let's not do this. Let's just drive back to New York. Let's forget we do have a 16-hour drive. Let's go drive home. Forget the competition. Like all these thoughts going through my head, and I'm like, yo, shut your mouth. But it gets me like mad. You know, that's just something I still got to work on. I get mad about it instead of like, hey, chill out, you know. But anyway, so all that's going down, and I squatted. I hit all 3 of my squats, which was great. And then it got to bench, and I hit my first bench, my opener, which is 130 kilos. And then I went, which is like 297. And then I went for 140, which is like 307, I think. And I missed 140 twice, which was awesome because not that I wanted to miss, but to miss and not care.
Where'd you stick at? Was it bottom? Was it like
bottom? Yeah, it was right off the chest. So because
right
in competition, you got to in competition, there's commands you have to go by. You don't just do the lift. So for squat, you unrack and then you stand there and wait for them. They go squat. You get down. You have to have your hips below your knees. So it's not just 90 degrees.
Yeah,
like that's the thing about a lot of people argue in the gym. It's like, listen, unless you're competing, first of all, unless you're competing in powerlifting, you really don't have to do barbell lifts. That's just what it is. You really don't have to.
You've discussed that a lot.
Yeah, you could drive a lot of adaptation through unilateral lifts and all the other things. Anyway, so the hip has to go below the knee. Then you come up, and you don't rack it yet. He goes rack. So you have to go by commands. So then with the bench, it's unrack. You hold. He goes down. You go down. You pause it on your chest. Then you go press. Then you press, and then you go rack, and then you rack it. So you have to have full lockout. All the way down the chest, hold it, and full lockout again. And then, so I got stuck on the 140 keys right here, which is awesome. Which is awesome because then I send the video to my coach, and he's like, bet, now we know your weak points. That's what's so dope, too. It's like, part. Then deadlifts came about, and we found out, initially there was a program director that had the wrong information and told my coach I could use straps because I'm missing a piece of my finger. Then they changed the program director. He got fired or some shit because I guess he was tuned in for wrong, whatever the reason. And I can't use straps. So I found this out the day of, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been training for months with straps. How am I going to work out? So all I did was drop back my third deadlift weight a little bit, like maybe 5 kilos less, 10 kilos less. And I hit all 3 of my deadlifts. And that to me was dope because I didn't have a piece of my finger. So it was just amazing.
Did you go under? Did you go under or over with that hand? Under?
Oh, with this one, under, yeah.
Yeah, under, right?
With this one, I want to go under. And honestly, the chalk helps. I never train with chalk, and it helps a lot.
Yeah.
But, and with the deadlift command, it's just you have to take it off. They don't tell you when to lift. You just take it off the floor. You give a good lockout, and then you got to go down. The thing is, you can't just drop it. You got to bring it back down and hold on. You have to hold the grip till it hits the ground again. You don't just let go.
That's a big thing with deadlifts that you see too. Is just like people
just drop it,
and then just boom, you just go down. Like that's like No. Okay, cool.
No, I mean,
God, I'm proud of you, bro. Good shit.
Thanks, man. Thank you. It was honestly an amazing
So what
experience.
What was the deadlift number? The third one?
I know in kilos. I don't remember. In weight, it was 407 pounds.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that was dope. And I was looking for 425, but again with the strap, I was like, I told my coach, I was like, I'd rather try to hit all 3 than go for more and miss. Because he did say, he's like, for your first comp, you want to try to hit all your lifts.
Yeah.
So I hit all the squats, all the deadlifts. I missed 2 benches. But and also I learned like, yo, this is because we got pushed back an hour. So the breakfast I had in the morning was depleting my energy. Damn. Like I took the pre-workout way too early because after the weigh-ins, I was like, all right, it's go time. But I was flight H, so there was tons of people before me. So I'm just jacked up on pre-work, walking around, listening to Slipknot. Yeah. And like, it was just dope. It was an amazing experience to be in a competitive environment. And again, I keep saying it, but I wasn't competing against anyone. But now I got a taste. Now the way I'm looking at it is like, I know if I put not no effort, because I still went to the gym. I did a lot of my days. I was tracking my food a lot, but I didn't give nearly the effort I could. And now I'm like, all right, now let's do this for real.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is giving you the drive to just keep doing more.
Yeah, and now it's giving me the drive to do it for real.
Let's go.
I mean, in the sense of like, we're going to put numbers up now. Like if I did this, just doing it, I know what I'm capable of. And I've always been strong and I can be stronger. And I have a sick advantage of being 5'4" and very compacted. Like
and
I am,
not only that, you have the mind on you, bro.
oh
Let that tap
yeah,
in a little bit. Like, come on
yeah,
now,
it's
you can
yeah,
go,
dude.
you
It's
can lift, bro. Let's go. I'm
That's what I'm
telling you,
saying. I'm honestly so, and I'm
that's awesome.
honestly amped to help other people get stronger too. Because I'm like, all right, I've been learning. It's like there's been layers the last couple of years of my life. You know, in
Hmm.
like the 20s, I did everything. Like people say, build yourself up in the 20s, like what you're doing. I did the exact opposite. I did everything I can to bring myself down. So like 27, I died-ish. 28, I'm coming back. So like where are we at? 4 years later, now I'm
Hmm.
competing. We're doing these things. We got the
Hmm.
business. And the way I look at it now, it's like, all right, this is the next layer. I'm really finding out what
Yeah,
we really like to do. Like, let's go compete. Let's help people get stronger.
let's
Because if I can get
go.
myself stronger like that, yeah, I got a coach, but I'm not just, yes, coach. Like, why am I doing this? Why are we doing? Because I want to learn to help people too. So
Hmm.
now this to me was just like opening the gates. Like, let's go. Like now when I'm gonna go in the gym, it's I'm amped. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see
you
how
got that.
this
Yeah, you
isn't
got
just a coffee.
that
Like
gave
I
you
am
that
so
drive.
amped right
Yeah,
now.
that gave you that drive and that like just tunnel vision now toward like, okay, now I see like what I want to do with this.
Yeah, and it's also that whole idea about like the having the hat in the ring or the man in the arena shit. Like
Yeah, of
a
course.
lot of people talk about this, like, oh, I'm competing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, all right, yeah, I guess I'm not hating, I'm just stating. But like when you
Hmm.
get involved in the competition world, and you see other people that are like that they're competing for real. Like in their head, they have to hit this lift. If they don't, like, I'm not saying I want to go about it that way because I think that's kind of detrimental to your psyche. But if they're doing it, like, that's how serious some people
Hmm.
take this world. There's a
Hmm.
whole world
Hmm.
inside of it. It's not just going in the gym and whatever. And
I
for
think
me, that amped me up.
yeah, of course. Yeah, and I
It's like
think
going to a skate competition. Like you can either go
I
and just
was just
skate and
I was
cool.
just gonna say that too. Like I know, you're doing your strength stuff and like I mean, shoot, in my off season, because there's not many skate contests and stuff, I'll probably even go that route. I got Coach Baxter. Shout out to our
Shout out
coaches,
Coach
man. Shout out to
Baxter.
Coach Baxter,
Backs, bodies
pre-script,
by backs.
bodies by backs. He's my man. He's my coach now, and that's something me and him have actually been discussing. Is like, how do I want to take my skating? Like, where do I want to go with it? And it's like, well, obviously, I take skating very seriously, but more so just because like it is so fun, and when I try to learn a new trick and I learn a new trick, it just keeps me going in the way I want to be growth minded in life, right? So like when I think of getting into contests, again, because I used to skate contests all the time. I mean, I've won a couple back in the day in snowboarding and skateboarding,
Oh,
and
you
then
snowboarded?
oh yeah, dude, yeah, yeah.
I
I was in
figured,
a
but I didn't even.
oh yeah, yeah. I guess we never really talked about that. Yeah, I
No,
used to snowboard. I have little video part. Maybe I'll put in the description. I have a video part from like Highland Hills, and then I was in
so
this local street scene for a little bit too, but like with skating, I was like, you know what, dude, like I want to get back into contests just because it's like, well, one, business play, bro. I want skaters to see XSF.
yeah.
What better way to get skaters to see XSF than the man of XSF, one of the dudes out here skating in the damn contest with my
Exactly.
XSF
Yeah.
stuff on. You already know. So that's one thing. And two, also like one thing that you said, right, was like the mental detriment that like contests can have on you when you care so much about it, right? When you want to get these numbers. But I think like where that comes from is just like not being able to accept like not every day is going to go your way. So like that's why I love contests, because it gives you a chance to get out there, have this plan, but like how well can you adapt and go on the fly, especially the skate contest. It might be a little bit different. Like, I mean, not too much, because even the strength contest, like a lot of variables can kind of go wrong. Like you said, you took your pre-workout at a weird time. You know what I'm saying? Like how well were you able to
Yeah, yeah,
adapt to that stuff? And with skateboarding, it's
exactly.
like, well, if you're skating and you have this run in mind, right? And you see the park and you've never skated it before, and you're like, okay, I want to try this on this and this and this. And then you get there and it's like, well, damn, this rail is about way damn bigger than I thought it was. This thing's way smaller than I thought it was. Sometimes you kind of have to adapt to it. Like that's another thing I love about contests. And then also uh, really just being able to see how well everything that I do, I can apply, right? In the most stressful setting. I think that's like, and I think that just comes down to like being an athlete to my core, like having that athletic side to me of like, or more maybe type A personality where like I want to see like how I can push my limitations. And that's the best environment to do it in, is a skate contest, right? Because like I can push my limitations filming for a part, right? But I also can easily just walk off and be like, I'm coming back tomorrow to get that clip. I'm too tired today. But in a contest, if you're skating a 15-minute jam, or you have a 1 minute long run where you're trying to do all the tricks you possibly can do, that's really testing your ability in skating. And that's where like this stuff from the gym is very transferable to me and where I've noticed the benefit and everything. So, yeah, that's kind of like where I'm going with things, just kind of looking into contests that I can get into. Cause that's the thing about skating too, is like, I've always wanted to skate Damn Am. So that's one of my goals next year is to skate Damn Am, get myself out there, drop a video part this year at the beginning of the year. Third layer, I've talked to them. They're like, hey man, just let us know if you want to go, send them a video. So that's one of my goals this upcoming year, be able to get to one of those, skate some more. And, yeah, just really getting after wanting to learn more in skating, just to learn more. That's it. Like just
Something I noticed you said about adapting. That's I didn't even think about it like that, but that's exactly what that is. We're like, if I was in the gym and it was like, or I took pre-workout before I got to the gym and something got in the way, but it's just what it is. But like you're at the event and it's like, oh shit, I did the pre-workout. I'm running out of energy because I ate way earlier. We got pushed back an hour. What are you gonna do? Not compete? And hey, we're gonna do what we got to do. Matter of fact, I never once did the smelling stuff, like people before they lift, they do ammonium and some other shit, right? I never did that. Yeah. I did coke growing up. I didn't have to do that. So,
I got enough of my sniffing.
So I'm sitting at a deadlift. So I'm like, I am shocked. How am I going to do this? And now with a missing finger with no straps, I'm like, give this ammonium a shot.
Yeah.
Holy bananas! I was like, oh, I always started crying, my ears, and then like the second time I did it, I did too much that I thought I was gonna stop breathing. I was like, oh, this is it, But it was just dope because that was the adapt to overcome. That's what I was doing. Was like, I got to adapt to this. I'm shot. I got no energy. I ate all my gummy things from Gatorade with the carb energy shits in them. Like, what am I gonna do? I was like, let's give this ammonium a shot. Give it a shot, and then I'd lift it. And I actually PR'd. I don't think I ever did I think I did 4 flat in the gym. I never did 407
or something like that. Yeah, 407.
So I PR'd. You know what I mean? Dude. But like you said, that's exactly what competition can give you too. It also it makes you realize what you're capable of in the sense too, like. Even the squatting, I was like, I don't think I've squatted this much. I think I PR'd even my squat in my last one. Yeah, I don't even, and it was the best squat I did. It's the lowest I went. It was just dope. Like it's dope to put your hat in the arena because like anyone could be in the gym. Like I see kids in the gym all the time. Like, yo, I'm benching 4 plates on each side. I'm doing all these things. Like,
but every variable is accounted for right now because you got to decide. You got to decide today. I'm lifting 405 because I feel my very best. That's
and I'm not hating on any of that. I'm just
no. I'm not saying no. That's I'm
saying for myself. Value. I'm not hating. Once you get into the competitive world, it's like
I just think there's value in people who haven't competed who just try it out, to get out. Even if you didn't compete, just go. Even if you go, like if you're a skater and you're nervous to skate a contest or you're lifting.
That's why you should do it.
Yeah,
that's right there, like you just said. Because I was nervous. I was, and not nervous in the sense like, well, I'm scared. What am I going to lift? It was everyone being there. It was the environment. It was the idea. It was structure that I had to be somewhere. I had to weigh in, equipment check, this, instead of just going to the gym and working out.
Freeing usually, yeah.
Instead of just going to the gym and working out. But it opened, now I know and I experienced, and now I know what I have to know. I know what to look at. I know how to train even better. I know, now me and my coach know my weaknesses. Like, going through that discomfort, I'm now comfortable in an environment I wasn't comfortable in. You know what I mean? But I also realized I was very comfortable. Like, again, after getting through those initial, like, oh, I'm freaking out, it was like, we're working out.
It was just more so you were just, like, in your head, uncomfortable.
That's it. We're all, but that's all uncomfortabilities in our head. Not many people are actually living a very uncomfortable life.
I was just going to say that, too.
They might be fat and out of shape, but they're not living their life uncomfortably. You know what I mean? Physically. Straight up, think about it. So it's like,
it's really a mental game. You have to play with yourself with that.
It's all like, and it helps you get through it. And like,
that's why I suggest skate contests to like younger kids too who are skating, because it's gonna teach them like, dude. Okay, this is I'm not gonna get into it. I was gonna talk about the whole participation thing. That's for a different day.
Forget that. But you know what it is?
I just love the fact that like skating, like if they get out there at a young enough age and they just like put themselves out there and do it, like it shows them a different side of like how you were saying, being able to be in that environment and when you're younger, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, right? But like, I remember one thing from when I was younger skating a contest was like, you would do bad, but all of a sudden you'd still hear people, let's go, come on, whatever the case may be. And it like, I don't know, it just, there's something there. And I think the same thing.
Fills you up.
Yeah,
Fills you up. It feels great.
Yeah, I'm sure like those 15-year-olds, like if they didn't make their lift, there's probably still people yelling for them to make their lift while they're doing it.
Dude, that's what was amazing. Everyone, if there was a lift coming up, everyone was amped up about, yeah, go. There wasn't once, I hope this guy doesn't make this lift. Like, because you're competing against yourself.
I think that's
even if you're trying to lift more.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was, and what I was gonna say too is like, no matter what your thing is in life, let's say it's inline skiing. Yeah, it's cool to go do it on your own. But if you get in the competition world, it's and I'm not saying go compete against a guy or girl to your left. Compete against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see how far you can go and how much better you can do. You know what I mean? So like, and what's gonna make you happy? You know, like I could have tried to deadlift more, but I was like, it'll make me happy if I hit all three.
Boom.
I don't care if they're like, oh, the kid got 425. There's already a guy doing 6 change. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be impressed by this. So I was like, you know what? I want to hit my 3. Let's hit the 3. I hit the 3. The fact that I did it with the missing thing, no straps, like the fact that I did it, I was there. That's what made me happy. Is like, you did it. You got through the part of you that was like, because that's something I battled with a lot in my life. Is like, I don't care what other people think, to the extent that it'll stifle me, because I won't go do things, but then I'll sit with myself. Like, you friggin' scumbag. Look at you now. You really didn't compete? You've been talking about this and you didn't do it? You loser. Like, that's what I've been saying to myself. I don't care what anyone else says at all. Mm-hmm. That's also like, that's what you could stifle growth or create that growth. It's like just getting through it. And like, I think it's very healthy to go compete, especially when you're not so concerned about what everyone else is doing. You're just focused on what you got to do.
Yeah.
And it really opened my eyes up for a lot of good shit.
Yeah. And too, with that, like, it's just getting you around those like-minded people, you know, because it's like you could, because if you have any thought of like wanting to compete in something, like you already have a bigger passion for that thing than most people around you do who do that thing. Right. So if you put yourself then in the contest setting and use it as a time for you to see how much you've grown in your specific, whatever it may be, and then also take into account that now you get to be part of a community that is very like-minded about the thing that you love, there's power there. So I think that's an important thing to notice too, is like, you know, just it gives you a chance to just meet people who are trying to be their best at what you love to be your best at as well. So
exactly. Amazing. End it right there. Boom. Beautiful.
Just know that everybody is capable of being extreme.